The human body has a rhythm that rarely falters. Yet, by the age of 60, nearly half of adults report a change in sleep, not just in duration, but in quality. One surprising statistic stands out. A 2020 study published in Sleep Medicine Reviews found that seniors often sleep less deeply, waking up multiple times at night, even without any obvious health issues. The consequence isn't just fatigue. Fragmented sleep subtly affects memory, mood, and even heart health. Picture this. A man in his late 60s rises at 5:30 a.m., the first sunbeam brushing his silver hair. He sips coffee while glancing at a ticking wall clock, its second hand moving with quiet persistence. Each tick mirrors a night interrupted, a cycle incomplete. Across town, a woman sits at her kitchen table, staring at her reflection in the window, reflecting on why sleep feels different now, lighter, more fleeting, less restorative. These aren't isolated experiences. They are part of a physiological shift that touches millions. The hidden truth is simple yet profound. It isn't just aging that changes sleep, it's how the brain regulates the body's internal clock. Researchers at Harvard Medical School have shown that the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the brain, master clock, responds more slowly to signals like light, temperature, and routine as we age. The result is subtle, almost invisible. Nights punctuated by brief awakenings, mornings that arrive sooner than expected, and an overall sense of restlessness that most accept as normal. Yet, what if this decline isn't inevitable? What if there's a single, overlooked mistake most seniors make that magnifies the problem, and one scientifically proven approach to reverse it? This isn't a gimmick. Decades of neuroscience and behavioral research converge on one critical insight. Sleep in later life is less about time spent in bed and more about timing, consistency, and exposure to key environmental cues. Imagine a quiet scene at dawn. Sunlight filters through partially open curtains, illuminating a living room where a clock shows 6:05 a.m. outside. Birds call in measured intervals. Inside, the rhythm of life continues, unobserved yet precise. In this rhythm lies the key to understanding why sleep changes and how it can be restored. But what if the truth behind this change is far more powerful and far more hopeful than most people realize? To understand the sleep shifts in later life, we first need to examine two key changes the body experiences: the weakening of the circadian rhythm and the shift in sleep architecture. The first change is subtle yet significant. As we age, our internal clock, the circadian rhythm, becomes less sensitive to environmental cues like daylight. This means mornings may arrive earlier, evenings feel longer, and naps start to creep into the day. Researchers at the National Institute on Aging have observed that older adults often produce less melatonin, the hormone that signals the body it's time to sleep. The result is not only earlier bedtimes, but also lighter, more fragmented sleep. Imagine a clock running slightly faster than the world around it, ticking in a rhythm that the body struggles to follow. The second change occurs deep within the brain. Sleep cycles shift, particularly the slow wave or deep sleep that rejuvenates memory, repairs tissues, and balances hormones. A study from the University of California, Berkeley, demonstrated that adults over 60 spend significantly less time in this restorative phase. This explains why you might wake up feeling as though you never slept, even after 7 or 8 hours. Deep sleep isn't just missing, it's replaced by lighter, more easily interrupted stages. Consider Mr. Thompson, a retired school teacher. He goes to bed at 10 p.m., wakes at 3 a.m., and lies awake for an hour, frustrated but unsure why. He doesn't realize that his brain's natural cycles now nudge him toward waking in the early hours, long before the alarm signals the start of the day. Or Mrs. Alvarez, who takes a short nap after lunch, only to find it harder to fall asleep at night. These are not personal failures. They are biological shifts that most seniors unknowingly compound with a single, common sleep mistake. The insight from science is striking. Consistency matters more than total sleep time. A 2019 study in JAMA Network Open found that irregular sleep schedules, going to bed and waking at different times, exacerbate fragmented sleep and diminish slow-wave sleep. This suggests that what many seniors consider harmless, occasional late nights or early mornings can silently undermine rest. By understanding these mechanisms, we begin to see that restoring sleep isn't about more pills, more hours in bed, or forcing relaxation. It's about aligning behavior with the brain's evolving biology. Morning light, evening routines, and consistent schedules are far more powerful than most realize. The day unfolds quietly, with the sun climbing slowly over the horizon. Steps are measured, laughter gentle, and the body's rhythms subtly negotiating a new normal. Science tells us that small, deliberate changes can shift this balance dramatically. At the heart of understanding senior sleep lies a fascinating paradox. Most people assume aging irreversibly weakens sleep quality. Yet neuroscience reveals that the brain retains remarkable flexibility if given the right signals. Take, for instance, the research on circadian entrainment. Scientists at Harvard and the University of Michigan have shown that exposure to bright morning light can reset the internal clock, even in adults over 70. In one experiment, participants who spent 30-60 minutes outdoors shortly after waking experienced deeper, more consolidated sleep at night, despite no other changes to their routines. The light acts as a natural signal, synchronizing the brain's timing mechanisms with the day-night cycle. Then there's the surprising role of temperature. The Mayo Clinic has long emphasized that a cooler bedroom encourages deeper sleep, but recent studies go further. Small shifts in skin and core temperature guide the brain into restorative phases. Older adults often have a slightly diminished ability to regulate internal temperature, which partially explains why they wake up more frequently. Simple adjustments, cooler blankets, a slightly lowered thermostat, or a warm bath before bed can create the optimal environment for slow-wave sleep. Memory and cognitive performance also hinge on these rhythms. Researchers at the University of California found that consolidating memories depends on uninterrupted deep sleep. When sleep is fragmented, the brain struggles to encode and retain new information. This partially explains why many seniors notice forgetfulness or difficulty concentrating, not because the mind is failing, but because the nightly cycles are incomplete. The unexpected truth is that most seniors amplify their own sleep disruption through inconsistent schedules or excessive late-day napping. The brain's plasticity means it can adapt, but it requires precise, repeated cues. Think of it as training a delicate instrument. Even small misalignments produce noticeable discord. Consider a practical example. A retired violinist, Ms. Chen, begins waking at 5:30 a.m., spending 45 minutes in the sunlight, keeping a regular bedtime and avoiding long afternoon naps. Within weeks, she reports deeper sleep and more vivid dreams. Her case mirrors controlled studies, highlighting that even in advanced age, biological rhythms can be nudged toward efficiency. In essence, the mistake most seniors make isn't a medical condition or weakness, it's a behavioral oversight. By ignoring the brain's timing needs, light exposure, temperature regulation, and schedule consistency, sleep quality declines unnecessarily. The science is clear. Our internal clocks, while slower and less responsive, are far from broken. Understanding the science of senior sleep is one thing. Applying it is another, but the insights are surprisingly actionable. At the core lies a simple principle: work with your body's natural rhythms rather than against them. First, prioritize consistent wake and sleep times. Studies, including one from Sleep Health in 2021, demonstrate that seniors who maintain a regular schedule experience deeper, slow-wave sleep and fewer nighttime awakenings. It isn't about forcing a rigid timetable, but about providing the brain with predictable cues. Your body learns over time that darkness signals rest and light signals activity. Even small irregularities, a late evening watching TV or an occasional early morning errand, can subtly disrupt this rhythm. Second, embrace natural light. Daylight in the morning is more than a mood booster. It resets the circadian clock. 15 to 30 minutes of outdoor light soon after waking can make a measurable difference in sleep quality. For those with mobility challenges, a bright window seat or a sunlit balcony can offer similar benefits. Light therapy lamps, calibrated for safe exposure, are another option. Research shows that even in winter months, controlled exposure helps anchor sleep patterns, reducing nighttime wakefulness. Third, optimize the sleep environment. Temperature, noise, and light all influence how deeply one sleeps. Slightly cooler rooms, blackout curtains, and minimal electronic distractions enhance the body's natural transition into deep sleep. A warm bath or light stretching before bed signals readiness to the nervous system. These small interventions, though subtle, align with decades of research from institutions like the National Sleep Foundation. Finally, rethink naps. Short daytime rest is healthy, but long or irregular naps can blur the boundary between day and night, fragmenting sleep. If a nap is needed, keep it under 30 minutes and avoid late afternoon. By respecting the circadian rhythm, seniors can reclaim nights that feel genuinely restorative. The science is empowering. One study in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience concluded that even modest interventions, consistent bedtime, morning light, and controlled sleep environment significantly improve cognitive performance, mood, and overall well-being in older adults. This demonstrates that the solution is not a magic pill, but a deliberate orchestration of lifestyle choices. Imagine the quiet transformation: a bedroom bathed in morning light, a regular bedtime, a gentle rhythm of rising and resting. Sleep becomes predictable, deep, and satisfying. The body repairs, the mind consolidates memory, and the subtle frustrations of fragmented nights begin to fade. By understanding and applying these principles, seniors gain more than better rest. They gain clarity, energy, and a renewed sense of control over their daily lives. The science is not abstract. It's a guide to living well in the rhythm of later life. As we step back from the science and routines, a larger picture emerges. Sleep after 60 is less a sign of decline than an invitation to listen closely to the body's evolving needs. The interruptions, the early awakenings, the lighter sleep, these are not failures, but messages. The brain and body are signaling the importance of timing, consistency, and environmental cues. Imagine the scene. Early morning light filters through lace curtains, gently illuminating a quiet living room. A man sits in his chair with a cup of tea, the clock ticking softly on the wall. Outside, birds call in measured rhythm. Inside, he feels a subtle shift, nights no longer fragmented, mornings no longer rushed, moments of calm stretching naturally between day and night. This is the tangible outcome of aligning behavior with biology. The takeaway from decades of research is clear. The single mistake most seniors make is overlooking the power of routine, light, and environment. By adjusting these factors, rising at consistent times, soaking in morning light, optimizing bedroom temperature, and limiting disruptive naps, sleep quality can improve remarkably. Institutions like Harvard, Mayo Clinic, and the National Sleep Foundation converge on this point. Small, consistent habits yield disproportionately large results. Even more encouraging, the brain remains adaptive. Neuroscience shows that circadian rhythms, though slower, can be retrained. Deep sleep can be enhanced. Memory and mood can recover. This means that the late decades of life are not defined by diminishing rest, but by a renewed capacity for restorative cycles. In the end, science reminds us that aging isn't the loss of youth, it's the gain of clarity. Sleep is no longer a passive state. It becomes an active practice, a collaboration between knowledge and daily choice. The body may slow, but with careful attention, its natural rhythms can flourish. As the sun rises higher, casting warm light across the room, the scene fades gently. A man stretches, a woman smiles by the window, and the rhythm of life moves steadily, thoughtfully, intentionally. In these quiet adjustments, there lies a profound truth. Restorative sleep, clarity of mind, and well-being are not lost with age. They are waiting to be rediscovered.